welcome everyone. We are the many, and we're grateful you are with us this week. We come here in love with all of you, strangers and friends and family, to express our grief at the losses that seem so deep as we lament all that feels so wrong in the way things are. We come here longing for healing and hope, and we come with gratitude for all that is beautiful and all that is still possible in these tough times. We're happy to welcome two special guests with us tonight. Karyn Thurston is a poet and contributor to our email reflection series, Lent Another Way. She'll be reading one of her poems for Lent, accompanied by songwriter and musician Ben Grace, a great friend and occasional collaborator with the many. So right now, I invite you to share this time with us in any way you feel comfortable. You can simply sit and listen, or you can sing along, join in the spoken responses. All of us, Lenora, Leslie, Hannah, Darren, and me, Gary, we will all be here, sharing in the comments. We invite you to share your laments and your prayers in the comments with us. Let's begin.
In this quiet place, in this quiet place, help me be still and know how I can give and how to forgive. In this quiet place, in this quiet place, help me be still and know you. Like Jesus in the garden, let me be in this quiet place. Let me see a path for me. Let me trust in your grace. In this quiet place, in this quiet place, help me be still and know how to be true in all I do. In this quiet place, in this quiet place, help me be still and know you.
When we are tired, when we are worn, when we are filled with fear and filled with rage, when our church doors are closed and our hearts are trying to stay open, when we are alone and shelter feels like prison, when we are longing for touch and laughter and just easier, everything easier, when a better future feels so far away, when pandemics are killing us and tyrants are deciding our fates. And hate is a plague none of us is safe from. When we're trying to be positive, trying not to lose hope, even though we've almost run out of hope, and money, and patience, and humor, and will. When we have more than enough fear. We remember. We lift up our heads and remember you who have promised love and promised nothing can separate us from that love. Nothing. And we remind ourselves to be still and listen, to simply be here in your love. Let us be here in your love. Let us be here in your love. And remember grace.
Things are broken here, things are shared. Things are carried here, hearts bow in prayer. And it is grace, only grace, that brings us here, holds us together here. It is grace, only grace, that brings us here, holds us all together here, all together here. Things are dying here, things are torn. Things are growing here, and burdens born. And it is grace, only grace, that brings us here, holds us together here. It is grace, only grace, that brings us here, holds us all together here, all together here.
A reading from Lamentations 20 and Psalm 119. We watched and watched, wore our eyes out looking for help, and nothing. We mounted our lookouts and looked for the help that never showed up. We're homesick, longing for your salvation. We're waiting for your word of hope. Our eyes grow heavy watching for some sign of your promise. How long must we wait for your comfort?
It's almost been a full year since we went into lockdown and started dealing with this pandemic. And here we are. Even as hope breaks through in places, we're still here, holding vigils for the dead and the dying and those they've left behind, still lighting candles for the heartbroken and those who've lost so much. We kept hoping we would be more hopeful by now, and instead we still mourn and lament. And also, as we journey through this time of Lent and look more closely at ourselves, we're more aware than ever of our own failures in love, of all the ways we take the easy way out, go along, only look out for ourselves, So as we enter into this time of lament, we'll also offer some space toward the end to share some of our confessions as well. Of course, you can do all of this silently, but you can also share in the comments section if you like. Let's begin. Even as we're beginning to feel like there's hope of coming out of this COVID crisis, still we must weep and cry out to you, God, for those all over the world and in this country who are sick and dying from this virus. Global cases of COVID-19 are now close to 117 million, and the U.S. death toll has topped 525,000. And behind each of those huge numbers, there are people, wives and husbands and children and grandparents and friends and neighbors and co-workers and acquaintances. And we ache from so much loss. God, hear us and have mercy.
As grateful as we are that COVID vaccines are beginning to become more available here in the U.S., we cry out to you, God, because we know they are not always going to those most in need. We lament the injustice of people in power jumping the line, and we weep for the years of systemic racism that has left so many Black Americans distrustful of healthcare in this country and hesitant to get the vaccine at all. God, hear us and have mercy.
After a year of the COVID crisis, reports show that 40% of Americans are struggling financially, finding it hard to pay the bills, having to choose between food and other necessities. Some people are in danger of losing their homes and going to bed scared every night while Congress debates how much help they deserve. We cry out for all who hunger for food and health and safety and security and hope. God, hear us and have mercy.
This week, the trial for the killing of George Floyd has started. This police officer knelt on Floyd's neck for more than 8 minutes, and we all saw it captured on video, and yet, God, we have to wonder, will justice come? Too often, most of the time, it doesn't. And there are hundreds and hundreds of George Floyds in this country, in our country. Most of them we never hear about because they're not on the national news. This can't keep going on. It's too much. It's always been too much. God, hear us and have mercy.
God, we've got to say, we are weary of wearing masks and keeping our distance and thinking about COVID. We're tired of not being able to sing together and hug each other and have dinner together. And we're ready to move on, go back to our nice, simpler lives. We're tired of things being so broken. But we are also aware that for so many people, there is no moving on. And our own failures in faith, hope, and love have been part of what's broken. God, as we share our confessions now, forgive us and show us a better way forward.
We tried, we failed, do too little, too late. We wish we could walk away. We hurt, we're hurt, nothing seems to work. We don't know what to say. Forgive us, forgive us. We know not what we do. Be with us, be with us. We don't know what to do. What's wrong, what's right, hard to see without sight. Blindly we come to you. Forgive us, forgive us. We know not what we do. Be with us, be with us. We don't know what to do. We don't know how to pray here, stay here. All we hope is that you're here. Help us seek justice, love, mercy, walk humbly here. Forgive us, forgive us. We know not what we do. Be with us, be with us. We don't know what to do. We don't know what to do.
To write a stubborn love poem, begin with, better is one day. Better is one day here. Here, because if not here, I have no space for yearning. Here, because kingdom must mean these walls and these arms and this sparrow, this life. If you are not alive in the breath here between us, I don't have much hope for better days. So better is one day here. While the coffee cools, the hallway is crowded, and I trip over toys on the floor. Better is one day here, where she laughs and they argue, where the cat dreams in the corner, where dinner must be made. Better is one day here. In a year, when home has become more than landing and less than freedom and too many unknowns. Because who are you if not in all of it? And who am I if not yours? Better is one day here than thousands elsewhere, hummed into the laundry, whispered over laptop keys, prayed or insisted. This small nest of swallows, this place near your altar. And better is one day here. Who are you if not present? And what is love if not this?
Right now, let's take a few moments to reflect on what we're thankful for. Where are you experiencing gratitude? Is it in the small nest of swallows outside your window? The comforting hum of the laundry? The touch of a loved one? The Zoom conversation with a friend? The taste of breakfast after a long night? Remembering our gratitude is a way of staying rooted in love, so we invite you now to share some of yours in the comments.
May the God who is always and forever with us and for us fill us with hope and show us how to be loved in the middle of this aching world. As we close, say this with us. You are not alone. I am not alone. We are not alone.
Amazing grace, hear the sound. Here is where hope is found. Amazing grace, hear the sound. Here is where hope is found. Amazing grace, hear the sound. Here is where hope is found.
Thanks again to our special guests, poet Karyn Thurston and musician Ben Grace. Our next Lament Together will be March 24th, and we hope you'll join us, and maybe even invite some friends to come along with you.
If you haven't discovered our EP of new songs for Lent, we hope you'll check it out. It's called Have Mercy, and it's on all the streaming platforms. And of course, you can find that and all kinds of other music and worship resources on our website.
Be sure to follow us on Facebook and sign up for our emails on our website so you'll always know what's going on. And don't forget YouTube and Instagram. Where you're social, we're probably there too.
The English word for Lent comes from the Old English word for lengthen or long. And as these days of spring lengthen during the Lenten season, I pray for you that healing and hope and courage might grow in you, blossom anew in you. Thanks for being with us.
It's always good being with you. I'll see you again soon.
Every single day is an opportunity to let God's light shine in you and through you. Take a deep breath. Let the light in.
Thanks for being here tonight. It's been quite a year, hasn't it? But I've been really grateful to be able to journey through all of it with you. Peace and blessings.
Life can be so hard and isolating, and it's easy to feel alone or like no one else understands. But when we come together, I think amazing things happen. So thank you for being here, and remember, there is no other, there's only us. Be blessed. See you next time.